Ladies and gentlemen,
Compton.
Yo, this is like I'm running from the 90s. Another fat track, so rhythm D.
The whole motherfucking world know. Check this out. Mike T.
Fuck with the turntable tricks.
DJ Mike T, Compton's Most Wanted, got my man right here. The man. He put everything in motion. Everybody did their part. He put the wheels in motion, man. Funked it up to the next level. This is Rhythm D right here. West Coast, Atlanta. Where else you at, man? Now, man. You located all over the place.
Just here, here in Cali and Atlanta, Georgia.
Hey, homie, this is what I want to ask you, man. Straight the frick up, dude. You the only person that ever been on death row and Ruthless and this death row. Without even trying, I don't know that wasn't your plan to diss. Was that your plan to diss him, or you just was like going with the flow of Ruthless?
No, I was on death row. I met Eazy by being on death row.
Oh, okay.
I never had a chance to sign because at the time I was actually looking for my first hit record, and I got that on my own without death row or Ruthless. By producing Paperboy, and that blew up, got me Grammy nominated. But during that same time, I was producing on, the deep cover soundtrack. I was over at Death Row,
Paradise. You were not known, huh?
Yeah. So,
Diddy unknown.
Yeah. I found out about, I found out that Dre and him wasn't cool by being on being down with Death Row. Suge is the one that actually brought me over there. Actually, Rage brought me she brought me to Suge a second time. When I actually met Suge through his cousin Tammy, and her rap name was Sparkle, and Battle Cat was producing her at the time. And she told me that her cousin was starting a label, and I didn't even know it was Death Row. And I met Suge over there at Fat Burger on Lancashire, and we chopped it up, and he was like, I'm doing this record label, holla at me later, we can get you some work, blah blah. And right after that, I'll probably say about 2-3 months later, I met Rage through Diamond, and Diamond was my next door neighbor when we was growing up, and actually she had started rapping when she ran back into me, and I started making some music for her, and she brought Rage over to my mama's house, and I played Rage some beats, and Rage was loving them, and she said I'm finna call John Payne, who was the engineer at Death Row, and
well, that's the guy I got into it with that time.
Yeah.
I got into it with somebody working up there one time.
Yeah, John Payne, dope-ass engineer. She called John, and John was like, well, we needed to introduce him to Suge, and I was like, Suge, I heard that name before, and I forgot that was Tammy's cousin. And then it was on from there, and then Suge met me up at Galaxy, which was Death Row.
Yeah.
Right there
one on Kawanga? Yeah.
And then I met Unknown, and he was driving around in a Jeep with Death Row on the license plate. He actually was real cool though. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
He probably was cool. He used to slide me a couple of dollars, you know what I'm saying, because I'd be up there all day. He was actually the coolest one up there, considering all the records he had produced.
I'm gonna tell you something about Unknown. That was my mentor.
Yeah, Unknown was like a big bro.
And I had to pull his card though.
Yeah,
I had to pull his card, but I still look. I'm talking about he gave me the insight of not spreading myself out with everybody.
Right.
Work on one individual at a time so you bring the best out of them.
Yeah, I was actually just trying to get a track record, not knowing that Paperboy was blowing up. And then at the same time, like I had so many things going at the same time. I already had my Hollywood life, hanging out. I had my whole clique of Hollywood friends, and different Hollywood stars and big music stars, daughters and brothers and sisters, and I had a whole clique. So the Hollywood shit really, I never was starstruck. You know what I'm saying? Like I've always been in that life.
But you always had, ever since I met you, had confidence.
Yeah, I never really was trying, it never was exciting for me to meet this star over here. I wanted to, need some beats. I want to produce you. You know what I'm saying? You know how some people be all googly and tripping, and you know, like that ain't never been me because I always wanted to be the one in charge.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I met Suge, and me and Suge would hang out, and you know, then I got to see how everything was. I met Daz and Corrupt. I already knew Corrupt. Corrupt actually went to school with me. He went to Sarah for a few years, and then I didn't see him
Slice
no
was up
more.
there too. All y'all was together, right?
Yeah, Slice went to Sarah, but Corrupt, he left. He left Sarah, and it's just so crazy. A whole lot of stuff in my whole career. You know, the music industry real small, so a lot of people that I met as I was coming up, I ran into them again during the whole Death Row Ruthless situation. You know what I mean? Like, at the same time, a dude by the name of Lamont Broomfield was managing Corrupt. And he had wanted to manage me and Shari Henry, who was my rapper, who I DJ'd and was producing at the time. Like, Shari was actually rapping. People don't really know that. But she was rapping. Bobcat did a record on her, dissing LL, like, you're that type of guy. That was Shari.
Really?
Yeah. She did the
crazy circle.
Yeah, people don't really, she'd probably kill me for telling you that, but I was her DJ. We was like MC Light, and you know, Lamont Broomfield and them was actually paying for the studio time for us to produce. And actually Slice, I met all of them through Slice. Like I met Lamont Broomfield and a dude named Sales, who was dealing with Slice. So I actually met Shari through Slice.
Wow.
Yeah, Slice brought everything. Slice was bringing everything to.
I met you through Slice, right?
Yeah, I met everybody. On that end through Slice, because Slice was DJing and he had equipment and everything. And I guess he had met Broomy and them. He had already knew them, and he was doing beats. And then he had bought me in, and I don't know what he had did after that. But after that, I just started being around that situation more. I guess because I was producing. Like Slice, he was DJing, but he wasn't getting deep into producing it like I was. Like I didn't really care about DJing. I cared about the music because I'm a musician. So yeah, I met all those people all at the same time via Slice, and just started doing music, you know, for everybody. And you know, I wound it up meeting Eazy through his baby mama, which is Tracy Jernigan.
I remember Tracy.
And I met her through a chick named Jamie that was working at Death Row. Yeah, so shit happens, you know what I'm saying? Like you make plans, but shit be happening, like
just never know where it's gonna come from.
You don't know what it's gonna do. That's why I always try to see,
circle.
like, sometimes the goofiest motherfucker on the planet might lead you to $1 million. So I try not to little guy nobody or make fun of them or just act funny bunny because I don't know why I met that person.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I think my karma been good because I stick to making the music. I don't get caught up in this this bullshit. You know.
I'm telling my boy Menace Bernard, I said I treat you in your mind kind of how I treat Ice Cube. I see y'all look a lot further. Y'all brain is looking further than what your body's perceiving.
Right.
You got to really look at that. I always seen that in Cube. I never too much could how can I say conversate with Ice Cube. Like growing up, like we used to do Skateland, LA Sound Control, Slip. We used to DJ Skateland, and that's when he was in CIA. Him, Jinx, and KD, and they came up there to do a show, and I tried to talk to him. He was like, "What you doing in the booth?" He got all like crazy. I'm like, "Man, I'm the DJ." He was like, "Nah, they only said dude was gonna be the DJ." And Jinx came in and calmed everything down. Well, I was about to get mad, like go off on him, but I looked at him like, this dude is seeing something I'm not seeing. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
no, I can imagine. I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
Here's the thing.
And he was only in his first record.
Here's the thing, man. That's that Hollywood bullshit. That's that star shit. That's the shit. Like, that should be corny. Niggas riding niggas nuts. Niggas acting funny bunny to another nigga that's trying to get put on. That shit's whack, bro. Like, I know a lot of old garbage ass shit about a lot of these niggas, and this shit is corny as a motherfucker, man.
All right,
You know
check
what I'm
this
saying?
out.
Like, I don't give a fuck. I stayed down with Eazy because of how true he was and how a real nigga he was. He wasn't on no Hollywood ass shit. He wasn't on no I'm Eazy E and little guy and niggas and none of that cornball ass shit, my nigga. He was real. He seen the talent in me, gave me a job, and I made him one of the dopest tracks on the planet.
Okay, here's what I'm talking about.
You know.
The work that I seen when he was doing CIA, I seen his future. Like I look like how I seen his future. And right after that, I hooked up with Jinx. Went over to Jinx's house. I met Michelet. Me, Jinx, and Michelet and Daddy D recorded a record. Met Dre that night. And he took me by Cuban. He did the same thing again. He was like, I don't want to meet him. When I get ready to go up, I look at the motherfucker again. I'm like, damn, I gotta kind of leave this nigga alone. We did the Boys in the Hood, the Growing Up in the Hood video for the Boys in the Hood thing. He showed up there. Everybody, like you said, that dick ride right there. I'm the first one to turn around and walked away, but there's nothing I can say to the man. It's like, you see, you know, put it this way, I guess your talent has a karma too.
Well,
Your body has a karma, but
I'm gonna tell you like this. It ain't got nothing to do with your talent. This is what it has to do with. Some people just don't like you.
Thank you.
Like, here's my thing. All my life I've always been tall and somewhat attractive, and niggas see something and perceive me as what they see. Oh, Rhythm, you ought to be this, or you ought to be this. Like that bullshit.
Yeah.
In my mind, the spirit that dwells in this vessel is a producer. So I could give a fuck about being tall and lightweight, handsome, or whatever you want to call it. I don't care about that. I focus on making music. That's why I'm dope at the shit.
Yeah.
You feeling me? And I don't let any nigga tell me or perceive me to be what he want to see, the corny shit in his brain on who I am. You should never do that as a human being.
Yeah.
You are what you believe that you are.
You outfocus everybody and already know what
you're doing. You are what you believe you
That's
are.
why I was looking. I always see that in you.
You a dope DJ. A nigga might not like you because you got some shoes on, or his chick like you, or you know what I'm saying? Like,
been through all that, been there, done that.
It always be that corny ass shit where you have to step back and be like, okay, this ain't for me. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of producers and a lot of funny bunny ass actor niggas just probably don't like rhythm because they don't like rhythm. You know what I'm saying? But then I have my people that love me, so I don't give two shizballs and poots and giggles about what a motherfucker thinks. You know what I'm saying?
Like,
I
got
don't,
a future.
Yeah,
right,
man. It's
right,
like I plan on being a billionaire. So if I plan on being a billionaire, I got to realize that everybody not gonna like you. And that's one of the if you really look at Jay-Z, smart businessman, he gives two fucks because he knows what his path is.
See, that's the focus I was looking at way back.
Know your path and stick to your path and your life path and all the people that God brings to you to be in your life. You know what I'm saying? Cube, they got their people in their life. Drake got the people in his life. Everybody has their people that are brought to them. A lot of us as human beings get thrown off by looking at somebody else's path and trying to be on that path. My path wasn't to be with Death Row. Eazy E needed me. You feeling me? So it was my path to be at Death Row to connect with him, not be the keyboard guy or the flunky guy, or you know what I'm saying? That's just
just the guy that's taking orders. You went in there and did what you did.
All my life, niggas don't know I've been playing piano since I was 5 years old, and I played football in the streets. Never touched the basketball until I got in middle school. You know what I'm saying? I played baseball and football, lipo. You know what's up?
Exactly.
You understand what I'm saying? But people don't know that about me, and I don't care about.
You saying they looking at the album cover and not looking at the person?
They not knowing. They probably didn't know the nigga that was blowing the smoke out of his mouth was the nigga that did the beat. You know what I'm saying? They probably didn't know that. Probably not until later. You know what I mean? But you know,
we talk about Real Compton City G's by Eazy E. This is the man who this guy right here. He saved us. He took us to a new level. People don't understand. Everybody think Drake did what he did, but this man right here, he worked for Death Row and Ruthless.
Yeah.
Both. I never worked for both. Mike T was with CMW, and it was fine. You know, I deal with my people, but he changed the corporate thing. You had that sound, that first little brrr. Nobody was using sounds like that.
Yeah, that was actually, you know what? I sampled all those sounds. A lot of them sounds is in this keyboard called the JD800. And it was some sounds in there that I really liked. Yeah, Roland. I had all Roland products. I had JD800, the JV1080. I had all that stuff that Eazy had got me, and I just took all. We had to create our drum files.
Exactly.
And I made all my own drum files, my own 808s, all that. I had a real 808 drum machine. I plugged it into the SP1200 and sampled each kick snare and all that. So people don't know this, but that whole Chronic was made off an 808 that was MIDI'd. It was actual MIDI 808. You feel me? In the MPC 62. That was actually that had mono poly on it. Yeah, because Bruce Forat was creating mono poly in the MP. Because remember, the MP didn't have that. You had a sample. You had to have that shit truncated the right way, or it's gonna double up and loop up and all that. But they had, it was a crate of records, a crate of break beats, and live musicians, and just dope niggas that created that shit.
Hey, you want to hear a crazy story? All right, what was that song I did? Was it The Hood Took Me Under? The Hood Took Me Under. If you ever listen to the bass in that song, guess where I took that sample from? I had an 808 drum kit, but Slip cussed me out for doing it. I took Cash Money and Marvin's All Ugly People Be Quiet. That last part of that bass, I sampled it. He kept saying, won't you use the kit? I'm like, dude, I just got to do it. He was mad, but it was my song. I got paid for it.
Right.
He had to come back and remix it.
That long 808, that boom. Yeah.
I just put that mug in the 1200 and just let it go.
Yeah, we would take the sync tone, the lowest sync tone, the calibration, and sample it and make it 808 long. I don't know if you ever remember the calibration that was on the
2-inch.
Yeah, it was on the board, and it would go.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And it would get real deep. We actually ran a line back into the MP. I mean, to the SP1200. And
I didn't think of that one.
Yeah, like a lot of the dirty 808 sounds of today are from back in the days. Like the first time that I heard the 808 manipulated when it was boom, boom, boom was Love's Gonna Get You. KRS-One. That's when it was boom, boom, boom. So, 808 is really all analog sounds. You can make a mini Moog bass sound like an 808. You know what I mean? Everything's analog. So, yeah, man.
That's what I want to get to ask you next.